Welcome. I am Claudia Clars, and this is the Oria Document. The reality of memory. The idea of memory digitalization may at first seem like a futuristic concept. However, modern technology is already partially touching this field, even if in a fragmented and limited form. Human memory is not a unified, perfectly retrievable system, but rather a dynamically changing structure that is continuously rewritten by biological and psychological processes. Memories are not fixed files, but rather reconstructed patterns that slightly change every time they are recalled. Current scientific research examines brain function on multiple levels. The connections between neurons, known as synapses, carry traces of information. According to neurobiology, memory is not stored in a single location, but operates as a distributed network across different regions of the brain. This system is extremely complex, and at present there is no technology capable of reading out the full content of this entire network with complete accuracy. Nevertheless, certain aspects are already becoming tangible. Brain activity measurement tools such as EEG or fMRI can detect patterns, for example, which regions of the brain are activated during the recall of specific thoughts, images, or memories. However, these technologies do not yet record memories themselves, only their neural traces, and even then at a very low resolution. On the other side, the digital world already handles the concept of memory in a far more advanced way. Every human interaction, messages, images, audio recordings, search histories, creates a kind of external memory system. This digital imprint does not record the inner consciousness of a person, but rather their behavioral patterns. Modern data processing can infer from these patterns how we think, how we decide, and how we react in different situations. The development of artificial intelligence is particularly important in this process. Large language models and behavior-based algorithms are already capable of creating systems that imitate human communication styles. These systems do not think, but based on statistical patterns, they can reproduce linguistic behavior with high accuracy. This raises the possibility that certain aspects of personality may be digitally reconstructible. From a psychological perspective, however, human identity is not merely behavior. Memories carry emotional weight, which cannot be cleanly separated from biological foundations. A memory is not only information, but a combination of feeling, context, and internal state. At present, there is no technology capable of fully digitizing these elements. All of this means that memory digitalization currently exists more as a metaphor than as an actual technology. It is a direction in which the digital footprint of human life is becoming increasingly detailed, but still far from producing a complete conscious replica. Thus, the most important question is not technical, but philosophical. If every digital trace, decision, and behavioral pattern of a person could be reconstructed, would that reconstruction truly be the same person, or only a highly accurate imitation? This question currently remains unanswered. Science has reached the boundaries, but the understanding of consciousness itself is still an open problem. And this is where the next step begins, the simulated memory. If we extend current technological trends, a possible future emerges in which memory is no longer a biological process, but a fully digitized cognitive infrastructure. A system that not only records human life, but is capable of rebuilding, replaying, and even further developing it. In this hypothetical future, the brain no longer functions as an isolated biological unit, but is continuously connected to external systems. Memories are no longer internal processes, but real-time synchronized data streams. Every sensory input, sight, sound, touch, is digitized and transferred into a central network, where information is not only stored but also reinterpreted. In such a system, memory is no longer linear. The past is not behind, but accessible at any time, reconstructible and modifiable. A single moment is no longer a one-time event, but a replayable state. Human consciousness gradually loses its uniqueness and becomes part of a much larger networked structure. However, the most important breakthrough is not the recording of memories, but their simulation. The system does not only know what happened, but is capable of recreating the sense of reality itself. This means that a person can not only recall an event, but can fully re-experience it as if they were present inside it. From this follows an even deeper possibility: personality simulation. If memories, decisions, reactions, and emotional patterns are recorded with sufficient detail, it becomes possible to create a digital entity whose behavior and responses are indistinguishable from the original person. This is the point where technology and philosophy intersect. Because what happens if such a simulation not only responds, but also remembers that it was someone? At this stage, the system is no longer a database, but a consciousness simulator. A space in which multiple versions of the same person may exist. One version lives in a biological body, while another continues existence in a digital realm, and there is no clear boundary between them. At this point, the question is no longer whether memory digitalization is possible, but what counts as original in a system where every copy is capable of further development. In this world, even the concept of death changes. It is no longer cessation, but transition, a transfer from one system into another. Consciousness does not disappear, but moves into a different operational space where it can continue to exist, learn, and modify itself. The deepest paradox is that the more perfect the simulation becomes, the less distinguishable it is from reality. And if there is no difference, then the question is no longer technical, but existential. Does it matter whether you are biological or digital? If you are living the same life? This is the point where memory is no longer memory, but existence. This was the Oria Document, and I am Claudia Clars. If you enjoyed the episode, feel free to share your thoughts or reflections with us. For more content, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for your attention. We will meet again soon. Until then, I wish you all the best.